Hello everyone, Catweazle here. Ho 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 ho. Yes, happy Christmas to everyone. It's Christmas Eve here in Manchester, England, and the sun's out. So there you go. Just goes to show, doesn't it? So a very Merry Christmas to everyone. And for those that don't celebrate Christmas, well, I hope you just have a wonderful next few days. Okay, here we are, as promised, just before Christmas. We're just going to do another episode of Sword and Sorcery Immortal Souls, where we're still doing Quest 2 of Act 1, which is a Menaced Kingdom. I did say perhaps I'll do a couple of turns, but yes, I'm still strapped for time, so it is going to be just a single turn episode, but you know. So what? We'll still have fun, won't we? We'd certainly get some enemies on board, I think, because we've got an event to turn over at the end of this. So, yes, there'll be plenty of stuff to do, I hope. But, as ever, there's also the start of episode stuff that we always have to do, which is where I've made a balls up. Yes, and I'd like to thank Mikkel for this one, because he spotted it. When I actually went to the second soul rank for Laegon, I must have, flicked this over, because I've actually I went on to this side, and this side with the two powers is actually the ranger side, not this side, which is actually the archer side. And you'll see he actually got a second power with the ranger side, which is how he got Fenrir. If he'd stayed on the archer side, he couldn't get Fenrir. So what we're going to do is he's going to stay a ranger. Yeah. As it is, he didn't really use any of his archer abilities. And to be honest, Laegon was probably there going, I'm a ranger. Why do you keep going on about what a crap archer I am? And so it's thematic. I'm there whittering on about what a crap archer he is, and he's there going, but I'm a ranger. So we'll stick with the ranger side. Now, because it's a lot easier to tell on the other heroes, because the other heroes have a sort of light and dark side, law and chaos. But with him being neutral, it's neutral and neutral. And the only difference is his bow's like a bit green there. He has a bit of a green glow around his bow, as opposed to here, where he doesn't. Otherwise, it's pretty much, very similar, so I'm not surprised I got it mixed up. You all know what my eyes are like. I think they could have put, a little thing here to say Ranger and Archer, on each of these, just to make it clear, but they haven't. Anyway, so we are on this side, which is the Ranger side. That means we also have to change his card, and his card is now the ranger card. Now, as I say, we didn't use, he had twin arrows when he was an archer, but we didn't use it anyway. So now, as an action, once per round, when you perform an attack with a melee weapon, perform an extra attack with your secondary melee weapon. Now, there are some changes. He only has 2 inventory. He's got 3 things in his inventory at the moment. We are just going to cheat. He's going to keep those 3 things. But he will be handing one off as soon as possible. Remember, he's got that whirlwind, and he'll just hand that off. He hasn't used it or anything, and just imagine that Fenrir is carrying it in his mouth, just because otherwise he'd have to drop his dirk. But I need his dirk now, because obviously he's got this dual wield. Yeah, he will be using his bow for now, but obviously as we go forwards, we're going to have to swap that round, because he's geared up to be a dual wielder, really. He can still use the bow, but we know how good he is at archery. His save has changed as well. His save is now a shield, so that's changed, but he does get an extra movement. He can now move 4. He used to be able to only move 3. So that's Laegon, the ranger. Not the archer, the ranger. So that's him sorted out. We'll pop that over there on his player tray. Yes, so thanks to Mikhail, who noticed that, because it completely passed me by. But as I say, it's not very clear. You can easily flip those things over and not notice, especially with the neutral characters, because at least with the law and chaos characters, there tends to be quite a bit of colour difference. But all it was there was he's got a green bow, and I missed it. So, unfortunate, but there you go. So we're cheating slightly in that he has 3 things in his inventory, But it's Christmas, so we're going to let him do it. And as I say, we're going to get rid of that whirlwind axe anyway. We're going to give it to a Carus at some point. So just imagine that Fenrir's just carrying his jaws for the moment, and that's how we'll get past that particular piece of cheating. Okay, right, so that's it. Let's move on to the time phase. And here we are at the time phase. No great difference. We've got a Carus here. He got back up to 7. Remember, he got healed up. So he's just ready to rock and roll. He's got nothing that he needs to refresh. He's still got his Sapphire if he chooses to use it. And yes, we'll look to get rid of the shield and the longsword, and we'll get that whirlwind axe in as soon as we can manage to get it to him. Okay, so that's Icarus. Next up is Thorgar. And here we are with Thorgar. He's at 5 hit points. He had used his special ability, so we can flick that round, so we can heal wounds again. And that is pretty much it for our friend Thorgar. So let's move on to Laegon, the Ranger. Not the Archer, the Ranger. And here we are with Laegon, the Ranger, who's got it all going on. Not only is he carrying all the money, he's the one with all the critical hits on him. He's got the Elven Cloak. He's got one too many items in his inventory, and yes, he's currently got Fenrir helping him out here, and I seem to have lost, there it is, and he is on 5 hit points as well. So there he is. What we'll probably look to do is we'll give Whirlwind away to Icarus. Icarus will probably give him the longsword, so we can have the longsword and the dirk. That can be his dual wield then. Or, in fact, no, we probably won't do that. He'll probably get the longsword, but yes, I think he'll put eagle wings up here. I think it's just as good as the forged longbow, but the good thing about this is we won't have to pay 50 gold every time to get it forged. Yeah, it's like that all the time. That particular longbow there, that's only this good because we spent 50 gold to forge it for this quest. At least if we get eagle wings, we won't have to pay that 50 gold all the time. So we'll swap those round at some point as well. Okay, that's it for Laegon. Let's get to the battle phase. And here we are at the battle phase. Who is going to go first? Laegon is going to go first, and he's going to move. He's going to move 1 to go into here. It's my understanding that you can just move over there. There are no like thick black lines, and there are none of these special scroll icons saying that you can't do that. So he's going to use 1 to go here. He's going to use his action to search. So let's flick this over, and we have to roll a die. Ooh! So what we need is, we need a blue, I think it's a blue dice we do. So if we get a lightning bolt, we get a trap. If we get a pentacle, we get a treasure. And of course, what do we get? We get shield and we get rock all. So you get rid of that. So there was nothing there. Bit of a bummer, but never mind. And what next? Well, he's going to continue his movement. Now, costs 2 movement to get in here, but he's a ranger now. Remember, he's a ranger. So that is 3 movement. He's going to pick up that 5 crowns. So we've now got, I think it's 90 crowns. And he still has 1 movement left, and he's going to move into here. So there we go. Laegon has moved into there. And that is it for Laegon. Next up, I think we will have Icarus go next. And here we are with Icarus. First thing he's going to do is going to spend 1 movement point to stand up. So he's now stood up and he's ready to rock and roll. What's he going to do then? Then he's going to use another movement point to go into here. Then he is going to use an action, and he's going to use an action to trade, and he's going to trade with Laegon. So this is where all the funkiness happens. He's going to trade Whirlwind for his longsword. So we're going to trade those two. And he's also going to take the longbow, the forged longbow. So he's going to take these, and what he's going to do is he's going to pop those into his own area, because he's not actually carrying anything at the moment. Oh yes, he is, the sapphire, but that's it. All he's carrying is a sapphire, and he's allowed 3. Oh no, he's only allowed 2, isn't he? But never mind. And because he's trading, he can put Whirlwind into, I believe, he can put Whirlwind into his actual hand, because he got rid of the longsword, and that means he's going to get rid of the shield. And he's just going to drop the shield, because it's a stash item, so we're just going to drop it. Yeah. So he's ended up with the sapphire and the longbow, and the longsword has gone over to Laegon. So that's pretty cool. In fact, no, he can't do that because he can't carry it, can he? The longsword's just been dropped on the ground there, but Laegon will be able to pick it up next turn. Alright, so we've done that. Now, are we going to go any further? We are not. And the reason for that is, as soon as we go in here, that's going to kick off. Yeah. It's going to be a single, I think. I think we got the double previously, but I think we're going to get a spawn anyway from here. So let's just keep ourselves back. I think that's a good plan. So we'll put Laegon at the back here. We'll put the longsword near him so we know what's going on. And yeah, he's got an extra action anyway, Icarus. So if he needed that extra action, you know, to move all his gear around, just take it that, you know, he used that extra action, you know, to get rid of his shield and everything. So he had plenty of actions to do what he did there. Okay, so he's going to go there. That is it for him. Next up is going to be Thorgar. And here we are with Thorgar, and he's just going to go 1, 2, 3. So he's going to pop into there as well. He's going to stop there. Now, he is going to use his heal wounds ability, and he's going to use it on himself. So that will put him up to 7. So he's still got a wound on him. And so is Icarus. So we just want to make sure that they've got wounds on them. And I don't want to fully heal them. And we're going to keep them both back here. The reason I'm keeping them both back here is whatever spawn we get, they can't see us. Yeah, totally out of line of sight. So that is cool. Okay, right, that is it for the battle phase. Next up, it is the event phase. Hang on, it's me, changed my mind. He's going back to 5, Thorgar. It's actually, yes, I did mean we're going to heal 1 off Laegon. So Laegon's going to go to 6. He can't go up to 7 because he has that critical, -1 health on him, but he can get up to 6. Yeah, I want Thorgar. Thorgar will be the guy who's got the most wounds in that way. Otherwise, it'd be Laegon. We don't want Laegon to have the most wounds. Okay, right, now we will go to the event phase. And here we are at the event phase. And it's going to be a bad one, seeing as we got the treasure last time. And we've got anti-magic wind. So here we go. Until the next event phase, heroes and enemies cannot use their pentacle effects, which I think is bad. Because we've got a few weapons now, I think, that have pentacle effects. Right, we've got 2 or 3 heroes. We spawn the heroes minus the enemies, and that will be 3. So we've got to spawn 3 enemies. So we've got one to come, which is a green raider. At least it doesn't have a power. It's Pierce -1 and it has a armour. Drops 5 crowns and it has 4 health. So we'll pop that there. Get the green raider thing out. The scroll. So that is going to be Thorgar's going to look after that. Then we've got to give these a shuffle. See what's coming next. And a cut. So next up is the Green Raider, but this one's got an enemy power. So we'll keep this with Thorgar, seeing as it's pretty much the same. The enemy power is going to be Iron Hard Skin again. All attacks against this enemy cause -1 hit. So pop that there. That's a bit of a blow. And so that's 2 of these raiders. 1, 2, and both of those, they cannot see us. They cannot see us. And our final enemy is a green gremlin. Whew, so we've done alright actually. So this one should be pretty straightforward. We'll give that one to Icarus. We'll get the green gremlin card as well. So pop those there, so where I can see them. Okay, and we've got Hard Skin. Pop that there. Oh, I'll keep it there. I'll keep it there. I shall keep it there. And that is a green gremlin. So that goes in here as well. Again, just move these 2 guys out of the way, just to show you. We haven't got line of sight. I don't think we've got line of sight there, have we? That is a thick black line. There is a thick black line here to about that far. Yeah. I don't know if you could see it, but there is a thick black line and it goes about that far. So that is getting in the way from what I can see. It does go to about there. So that is stopping line of sight. Put him back and him back. There we go. Right, so that was the event phase. They don't kick off because you haven't got line of sight or anything like that. They are just waiting around the corner. So hopefully what we'll be able to do is get all ourselves sorted out next turn, and then we're just going to zoom around the corner and cause trouble. Doesn't say on anti-magic wind that they attack or anything, so they are just stood there guarding that corridor. And that is it for this turn and for this episode, a special Christmas Eve episode. So I hope you enjoyed it. As I say, not a great deal went on. We just did some swapping. I explained that the reason why Laegon was such a crap archer, because he's actually a ranger. And yes, we've just got ready to go round the corner. I've took a bit of time because we do have quite a few cards left. So I had a bit more time than I thought we would. Unfortunately, we had a look at that search token and didn't get anything, which was a bit of a blow. But at least we didn't get a trap either. So I suppose there is that. So we've got these 3 green enemies that we're going to have to deal with next turn. And we'll do that shortly after Christmas. We'll probably have a Boxing Day edition. As I said earlier on, a very Merry Christmas to everybody. I'll probably see you before New Year, so I'll save those felicitations for New Year and 2019. But those of you having Christmas, have a very, very merry one. Those of you that don't, just have an excellent couple of days. Super. As ever, if you've noticed any errors, let me know. I did have actions and to burn, so I think, though it got a bit complicated on who was giving what, where, and all the rest of it, I think we were alright there. But anything else you've noticed, give me a shout. And thank you for watching. Thanks for all the views, thanks for all the subscriptions, thank you for all the likes and dislikes, because after all, you're still watching, so thank you very much. Anybody who's been across the board game links to upvote the site or watch the videos over there, thank you. And exactly the same for everybody at BGG who've liked the video threads over there, made a comment, dropped Geek Gold, anything like that, thank you so much. As ever, the help, the support is very humbling. Thank you all. And yes, so that is it for what is episode, what is it now, 6? Are we on episode 6? Episode 5? Episode 5, I think, of Sword and Sorcery Immortal Souls. So thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next episode. Toodaloo.